week of July and the second week of consistent sales during the summer slowdown. Want to know what sold this week? Stay tuned and find out. It's Stephanie from Three Queens Resale, and if you're new to my channel, thanks for joining me, and if you're returning, thanks for coming back. It does mean a lot to me as I work on building my YouTube channel. So behind me, I have my newest set of bins. My husband put a large shelf together from IKEA, and it holds 25 of my boxes, and so each row holds at least 100 items. And as you can see, I already have it all full of items. So I'm excited to have all of my inventory organized and up off the floor and out of piles and in bins around the room. So later on, I'll be sharing my inventory process because I wasted a lot of time out of my life looking for things. And I think that if the earlier you can get organized, the easier it's going to be to scale your business. So, but today's video is a what sold video, and I'm going to be sharing with you what sold from July 5th through July 11th. I do resell on Poshmark, eBay, Mecari, Kidizen, and through Kidizen Facebook Marketplace. So I will share with you what platform the item sold on, how long I've had it listed approximately, how much it was for me to source, and as well as how much I made off of the item. So let's get into it, starting with Sunday, July 5th. So my first item was this Eliza J Dress. I picked it up last fall, and so I've had it since about September. And I thought that it would sell for much more, but I took an offer after several price drops. After it didn't make it through the holiday and New Year's season, I was like, but I took an offer for $19, and after $3.80 in fees, I was left with $15.20, and that sold on Poshmark. And I hope that whoever is going out in a fancy polka dot dress is having a good time, because I wish that I had events to wear a fancy polka dot dress too. Next up, on Monday, July 6th, I sold these Lululemon black leggings, and they were listed for less than a week. They sold on Poshmark as well for $25, and after the $3.25 in fees, I was left with $21.75. I typically like to get about $35 for my Lulus, but in these trying economic times, I'm taking most reasonable offers, well, all reasonable offers, and countering the ones that are not so reasonable, because I'm just looking to move as much product as I can right now. Next up on eBay was this Cherokee girls tutu skirt. The cost of goods for this was $0 because it belonged to my sweet Jackie. So it sold for $5 on auction, and after 65 cents in fees, I was left with $4.35. Next up is a pair of Anthropology Pilcrow in the letterpress jeans. These were lavender. I've had these for about a year, and they did have a little bit of discoloration on them, and so I discounted the price significantly. And then a buyer sent me an offer for $11, and I took it because, like I said, I've had these for over a year. And I only spent $2 on them, but still. So after my fee of $2.95, I was left with $8.05, and those sold on Poshmark as well. Next item is zero cost of goods. It was donated to me by my mother. They were a pair of Dress Barn wedge sandals, size 10, and they sold for $11 on Mecari, and after $1.10 in fees and $3 in postage that I paid, I was left with $6.50 of profit. And those were listed just since probably less, let's see, probably within the last 2 weeks I've listed those. And she just gave those to me during the quarantine. And I hung on to them a while before listing them because I was way behind on listing stuff. So they haven't, I expected that they would sell very quickly because they're a summer shoe. Next up is this bundle of 2 rompers. It sold for $6, and after the 78 cents in fees, I was left with $5.52. Cost of goods on those are $0, and they sold within a day of me listing them. Those 2 items belong to my daughter. I actually had a bundle of 3, but one of them had some staining on it, and I didn't feel like washing it. Like when I was taking photos, I was just like, I'm just gonna get rid of this. So the bundle went down to 2, but I was very happy for that. $5.22 on something 2 years ago I would have just given to Goodwill. Also on the 6th, these Crocs wedges sold. I actually had 2 offers on eBay at the same time, like within minutes. And the first offer, she did not want to, I live in Indianapolis, and that person was in Indianapolis, and they did not want to pay for shipping because we probably live within like 20 minutes of each other. And she wanted to pick them up. And I could not figure out, so while I was trying to figure out how to take the postage off and accept her offer, another offer came in that was for $3 more. And I was like, bam, I'm taking it because I can't figure this out. And I really don't want people coming to my home, and I don't want to go to other people's home, and I don't want to meet strangers in public. That's why I sell things online. So they sold for $15.50. And then after the $2.01 in fees, I was left with $13.48. And I did pick those up at the bins about back in November. And so they've probably been listed since about January. Next up is an international sale on eBay. And I felt so bad for this person because I don't think they realized what they were getting themselves into. So they bid on this Starbucks aluminum water bottle for $2. Like, I had it on auction. A friend gave it to me. I was like, somebody will buy it. So I listed it for $2. And then after the 26 cents in fees, I was left with $1.74. So as soon as the auction was over, the person messaged me because they wanted to pay, and they asked me if there was anything I could do to reduce the shipping. And I was like I had it on like just like USPS like shipping. It was like supposed to be like $5, like not even that. And then when I looked at it was going like overseas, like to some Middle Eastern country, I was just shocked that they would buy something like this off of eBay and have to pay exorbitant shipping. Like, you don't have Starbucks containers over in wherever you are. And so I messaged them that if they wanted to cancel it, I would cancel like the order, like, you know, if they wanted. And they were so sweet, and they were like, no, they won the auction and they wanted to go ahead with the purchase and pay for it right away. And I shipped it off with just a lovely note thanking them for following through. But I was like shocked, like, so, but it was an international sale. And I'm going to start writing down where my international sales go because I think it's just interesting. And I can't remember. I have COVID ring. I can't remember. So moving on to Tuesday, July 7th was this Vera Bradley recipe box. This was a bridal shower gift that I got 10 years ago. So I don't know if I've shared very much of this information with the YouTube world, but cooking is not my jam. I cook because it's the law that I feed my children and myself, and eating out all the time is expensive. But I am not your girl, like, to have recipes, like, you know. So if it needs a recipe, then I need to purchase it. But I mean, I can make some spaghetti and fry a pork chop, but I'm not going to be like baking pies from scratch or anything. If the recipe is not on the back of the box, it is not for your girl. So this recipe box, where you could put little recipe cards, was unused and super cute. I think I might have stored jewelry in it for a hot second, but I doubt it. So I sold it on eBay for $9, and then I sent an offer out for 20% off. So after the $2.95 in fees and the $2.12 shipping discount, I was left with $3.93, and that sold on Poshmark, and had been listed since about March. So of course, zero cost of goods. It just got some clutter out of my house. Next step was the set of tribal white linen pants. So funny that I started off talking about being organized, because I have worked really hard on getting all of my inventory organized on my spreadsheet, and I'm super proud of it, because now I can pull 21 items and have my shipping done in almost under about an hour. So that is just phenomenal to me. But this item I could not find. And so it wasn't on my spreadsheet. So because it wasn't on my I knew I had it, but because it wasn't on my spreadsheet, I was like, oh, it must have somehow needed to be laundered or something. So I did search all these bins once, and then I searched all my piles, and then I found them in a pile under my desk, which I no longer have that pile because I'm not dealing with that nonsense anymore in my life. So I found them, and of course they had a tiny spot on them. So I was talking to my sister about it, and she gave me a recipe, which I just said I don't follow recipes, but she gave me a recipe for like how to get out stains out of white clothes. With baking soda, vinegar, and something else. And it worked, because I had sold these pants, and they sold on eBay, and I cannot stand to cancel things on eBay, because I'm not a student that doesn't want to have their get a bad mark against them. So after I found them, I had to stain treat them and wash them, and then I repressed them, and then I sent them out the next day. So they sold on eBay for $14.70, and after $1.91 in fees, I was left with $12.78. So moral to that story is to go ahead and stain treat your stuff. See, I was taking photos, and I saw a stain when I was taking photos, but you couldn't see the stain in the pictures. So maybe that's why I never took the listing down, because it was listed. So now as if that happens and I have the photos in my camera, I don't list it. I make a note in my notebook not to list it. It's in the wash, so that I don't have things listed that aren't actually ready to go out. Like, I want everything that I send out to be in good condition, stain free, unless I disclose that. Next up on Tuesday was this Cat and Jack lot of 5T long sleeve shirts. It sold for $12, and after $1.37 in fees and $4.75 in shipping, I was left with $5.88. And these were only listed like 3 days. I have been listing a lot of children's items. There was zero cost of goods to these because these were my daughters, but my kids' items, especially when I lot them up, have been going relatively quickly, and that's awesome. So I wish I would have gotten on that earlier. And I'm clearing out closets, so that's another plus. Next, moving on to Wednesday, was this Old Navy tutu dress that sold on Mecari. It sold for $12, and after $1.20 in fees and $3.31 of shipping that I paid, I was left with $7.49. Now, something to note on these children items, I am not making a ton of money, but they are so easy to photograph and list that I feel like, since I already have the items, and there's no additional cost of goods, I'm okay with making $7.50 off of this one little dress that was so super cute. I can actually remember being in the store when I bought it. My daughter like just pointed up to it like she wanted it. And so of course, it was super cute. I had to get it. Moving on, were these Geox Respa wedge shoes. They were size 37, and they were also an international sale. And I would say this was a bad buy. I only spent $2 on them, but I would say these were a bad buy. And I looked up comps, and the comps were really good, but maybe I just didn't do it right or something. But I got these off the clearance at one of my favorite consignment shops, and I thought back in the fall, and I thought that they were going to go real quickly, and there just wasn't a lot of interest. I don't know if it's just like a brand that isn't well known, but yeah, they were an international sale to Canada, and they sold for $10, and after $1.04 in fees, I was left with $6.96. Next up was this Jones New York sweater that listed on Facebook I listed it on Kidizen, and it sold through the Facebook Marketplace on Kidizen, and I had actually relisted it. I had taken it down and then re-steamed it and everything, and then so it had been down out of my listings for probably 6 months. So I relisted it, and within hours of listing it, it sold on Facebook Marketplace, which is not a platform I had been on when it was listed the first time, and it sold for a good amount of money. It sold for $23.25, and after $2.84 in fees and a $3.75 shipping fee that I paid, I was left with $16.60. And then finally on Wednesday, these Anthropology Pilcrow and the letterpress jeans, peach jeans, they sold on eBay. I was running a 30% off sale in my eBay store, but then this person like sent a $10 offer, and I was like, whatever. So I took the $10 offer, and after $1.30 in fees, I was left with $8.70. I purchased these back at the same time that I purchased the lavender ones. And so, I don't know. I guess now I know. I haven't really bought Pilcrow and the letterpress since because it just doesn't move that well for me. Although I personally like the jeans. I like wearing them. So, lesson learned. I kind of shy away from Pilcrow and the letterpress. Next up was Thursday, and I sold this Solitaire diamond tunic that I picked up at the bins a year ago, January. So it's been like a year and 6 months. I sent out offers to likers, and someone accepted for $11, and after the $2.95 fee and the $2.12 shipping discount, I was left with $5.93. I'm trying to clear out that last bin over there, that January bin. I don't know how many things I have left in it. I will maybe I can do a video on that, the things I've had the longest. Then next up was Friday. I sold this Crazy 8 bundle of shirts. It sold for $12, and then after $1.20 in fees and $4.08 in shipping, I was left with $6.72, and that sold on Mecari. And they had only been listed less than a week. Then next up was this Lily Pulitzer sweater, size large, and I just got a thing like I needed to ship this, which always makes me nervous. Like, why isn't it tracking? So I need to follow up with Poshmark because it sold for $38, and after $7.60 in fees, I was left with $30.40. So I will follow up to see what's up with that. Next up was Saturday, and on Kidizen, I sold this Crewcuts handkerchief dress for $20, and after all the postage and fees, I didn't break that out. I apologize. I was left with $17.50. And then also on Saturday, a first ever for me, I sold this Rand McNeely map, and it sold in less than 5 minutes. It is a large scale 2019 map of the United States, of each of the states. And so I paid for shipping, but I thought that I was going to be able to pay for shipping via media mail, which would have made it cheaper, but I could not figure out how to do that option. That was not an option on, what can I think of it? Pirate Ship. It was not an option on Pirate Ship. So I ended up having to send it priority in a priority mail envelope. So after I made $15 on it, after $1.50 in fees and $7.50 in shipping, I was left with $6. So I was not expecting it to sell at all. So for it to sell in 5 minutes, and it literally, my listing was so basic, it was like less than 10 words. I just took a picture of the front and back of it, and it sold in 5 minutes. So Bolo, large print maps. Like, I don't know where this person is. I mean, it's a map of the they're like different states. The United States hasn't changed, so I don't know why you have to have a new edition every year, but this was a 2019 and it went like that. So I will keep that. My husband was a former social studies teacher, so we probably have a lot more maps around this house, and I will be listing them. Next up was this pink bikini top size small. It sold on Mecari for $12, and after $1.20 in fees, I was left with, and $2.40 in shipping, I was left with $8.40, and that was listed less than a week. And I got that from my friend Wendy, so zero cost of goods. That map was also zero cost of goods. My mother-in-law gave it to my teenage daughter for a Christmas gift. I don't know why. Like, she must have expressed like an interest in maps at one point in time or something, and she got her this book of maps from all over the United States, and it was the oddest gift, but we appreciate anything that is given to us. So, yeah. And next up were these Calvin Klein Performance pants. These were a pair of pants of mine that I don't like them, but I'm glad someone else does. They sold for $15, and after $1.50 in fees and $4 shipping that I paid, I was left with $9.50, and those sold on Mecari, and they also sold in about 2 days of me listing them. Next up were these Sperry Top Cider men's size 9. They sold on eBay for $20, and after $2.60 in fees, I was left with $17.80, and they sold within a week of me listing them also. And final item was this Chip and Dale hat. It sold for $11.40, and after $1.48 in fees, I was left with $9.91. So, bringing my weekly sales, I need to add one more thing in. So I'm going to do some math with my calculator on camera, because we do not want me to do that in my head. My grand total was $281.52. Write that down. And I sold 26 items. So that brings my average sale price to $10.82. So of course, my goal is to get my average sale price up to $15 even. Still working on that. We have good weeks and bad weeks, but I'm so pleased to have had 26 sales this week. I'm going to continue working on listing 10 items a day as long as I can. Hopefully, the situation will work out that I can go back to teaching full-time online. Due to my diabetes, I cannot go back in person, but hopefully I can pick up and teach online. we'll see. But until then, I'll continue to try to spend time working on my reselling. And if you like this video and want to follow me in my resale journey, please be sure to hit the like button, that thumbs up, and hit that bell notification so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, bye.